Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, the Rudol's Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the German Tier 10 Collector Medium Tank, the Kampfpanzer 50-ton. Now, normally, when I do a tank review, I try to show the stats in Garage a teeny bit before I show gameplay live. Unfortunately, I kind of messed up my intro and loaded into battle, so we're doing it while I'm in battle. The Kampfpanzer 50-ton is essentially the love child of an E50M and a Leopard 1. It features the armor of an E50M. Its turret and upper plate are actually quite strong, and you will need to load premium ammo to confidently penetrate this tank when it's using its 8 degrees of gun depression. But not only that, the vehicle features an absolutely insane level of DPM, a 5.2 second reload for over 320 alpha, achieving you about 3,700 damage per minute, which is absolutely crazy when you think about it. The Kampfpanzer 50-ton really is a jack of all trades when it comes to its armor and overall gun, but I guess we'll have to see how it performs in some gameplay. Our Object 84 has unfortunately bled a decent chunk of health already, and that would probably be from the Skoda T50. Oh boy. Well, it also looks like it's from the Object 704, who's also sitting in the back of the map. We got that Skoda, who we got another nice shell into. We're going to put on our adrenaline very quickly and finish off that Skoda. There you go. Well, at least our team evened out on tanks. We were able to clear one tank. They were able to clear one of ours. The M103 is playing kind of like a Muppet, to be completely honest, driving out into the open. So I'm going to get one shell and two shells, finishing off the enemy M103. Just like that, we've been able to use the pretty solid DPM to rip into our opponents. We got one shell into that enemy Vickers, and now we got the E100 side, who we are also able to roll one shell into. Maybe that E100 is going to stay there, and here comes my second shell. This is where the DPM of the Kampfpanzer is insane, and it allows you to just tear into your opponents. We've already taken over 1,000 hit points off of that E100, which is just, it's ridiculous. We're up to like 2,500 damage in this game. I'm going to try and help out my Progetto at this point. I think the Prog can deal with the Vickers, especially with 3 shells loaded. So instead, I'm going to try and help out with the 704. We're going to push right over here, and there's one shell into the 704. I'm not really sure why the 704 is even doing this, to be completely honest, because it's not really the smartest decision. We get one very easy HE into the 704. Now we're going to go for another pen in. Progetto gets one pen himself. He's going to get the second pen in, and there you go. Alright, well, just like that, we were not only able to help out the Progetto, and I meant to do a affirmative. There you go. I always mix up which one's affirmative and negative on my keybinds. But let's see. We got the ISA and the Kranvon left. We're going to try and just pop off behind them here. But already, I mean, you can just see where the gun on this tank is. It's crazy good. It really is. Using that DPM to rip into your opponents, it's like nothing else in Tier 10. Now we're going to start penetrating high explosive shells into the rear of this Kran's turret. There's one, there's two, and you can imagine how this DPM is absolutely immense, shooting 400 alpha HE shells into this poor Kran. We are just tearing him apart. Over 5,000 damage at this point. We're just going to keep going here. And this is not an absolutely crazy game. I mean, this was just a pretty stock standard game that we were able to farm damage in. If I was in a vehicle that didn't have this level of damage per minute, I can guarantee that I would not have been able to deal this amount of damage. So, just like that, in our first victory, we did 5,878 damage. I would hopefully expect to pull out a mastery, and also I would hope to make a boatload of credits. Oh yeah, 307,000 credits. That is what I'm talking about. But that's where the, as I said, 3,700 DPM comes into play. That is where the crazy good rate of fire with 320 alpha on a 5.2 second reload, able to just pile drive your opponents and murder them. You've got mobility, 60 km per hour top speed, 20 in reverse, 8 degrees of gun depression. I mean, the tank overall, it's got everything down. And that's why I've always really considered this to be one of the best tier 10 mediums to get everything done. So let's do one more battle in the Kampfpanzer 50-ton. Let's see how it performs. I don't think we're going to do as good as that first game, because that was a pretty fantastic battle. I really couldn't have asked for a better situation to play the tank, but you never know. Playing a medium tank is always a little more beneficial than all the other classes in my eyes. Like, heavies are beneficial if you have a mobile one. For example, the T95E6 or the Streltsman K do have a lot of mobility, which allow you to influence medium sideboard. But the problem is, you're now down a heavy tank. So if your team is not very heavy-based, the enemy heavies can very easily push your team, which can cause a defeat faster. Playing a medium, just in general, especially if you play a medium that has a lot of power and influence, you can quickly take advantage of the enemy lineup and hopefully come out with a victory. This lineup, we're up against a Vickers CR and a T54, while also a 121B. We're going to see if I can climb up this. I'm not sure if I exactly can, because this tank doesn't have the best power to weight, but we were able to. Our Batjet actually appears to be a decent player from the pathing that it took, but I guess we'll have to find out. It's also playing kind of poor here because the Batjet does not feature a lot of gun depression. Oh, that was a little cringe. I was going to say the Batjet does not feature a lot of gun depression and is trying to put itself in a gun depression-oriented spot, but we're going to chill over here with our 8 degrees. We've already gotten one shell into that Vickers. See if I can get any more shells out. We do have more gun depression than the 121B. The thing I'm most worried about is tank destroyers. That is the big old threat right now. We got the T54 off to the side. We got the 121B. Let's see if I can get a shell into that T54 maybe. T54 is backing off. 121B is going to push on the Batjet though, which we unfortunately missed by just an inch there. Alright, well, let's just poke over here. Let's get one shell into that T54, and this is exactly what I want. This is where we can use our crazy good DPM to hopefully rip into our opponents once again. We've already been able to penetrate 3 shells into that T54, and our Batjet was indeed able to live. I think that our Batjet's a little lucky, though, to be completely honest, because he played that pretty poor. We got the Foch off to the side, which, there you go, one very easy pen into the Foch, and the Jagdpanzer was able to bounce us, which I'm pretty sure that was a blind fire from that guy, judging from the fact that we weren't spotted. Let's make our way over towards the Foch. We can see the E100 and Jagdpanzer both camping, so as of right now, that Foch is kind of alone. He might kill the Batjet, might not. That's fine with me, because we're going to get behind this guy. The Foch and nobody else can really shoot us, so let's just get behind. Oh, I have no clue where that shell went, but I'm guessing into the rock. But if we chill right behind the Foch, we can use some high explosive shells. Once again, using the absolutely insane levels of DPM this vehicle carries. So there you go, that is 2 shells, and do we need an HE for the third? I'm not going to bother. One standard shell should finish him off, which it was able to. Already, this has turned out to be a pretty decent game. We're up to 2,600 damage, which isn't too bad at all. We can see the E100 is now pushing towards the IS-8. And I'm going to play this smart. I'm going to go through the mid route here, because I know that that Jag is probably looking to the alleyway that I was just down, so it would be a lot smarter and safer to go this way to cut across over here. So let's go low. Let's make sure that the Jag can't shoot us. I'm going to try and get the E75 first. Let's see if I can get any pens into him. Looks like I actually cannot. So we're going to cross over here. I really want to just farm. Like, that's the main goal right now. So if I can just get a massive chunk of damage into this enemy E100, that would be glorious. So that's exactly what I'm going to try and do here. We've gotten 1 pen in, 3 pens in at this point. Let's just keep on going. The E100 is going to be able to penetrate us, unless he doesn't shoot me. But that's fine with me. We're already up to 3,800 damage again. Perfect example of the DPM on this vehicle. So there you go. This is the Kampfpanzer 50 ton. It's just a great tank overall. As you saw, we weren't at a crazy amount of damage, about 2,600, but just in that short burst fire at the end, shooting that E100, we were able to go up to 3,800. Featuring the DPM, featuring the mobility, and even armor on this tank allows it to be such a confident vehicle in every situation that it usually gets stuck in. And even though it is a bit of an awkward tank, because its tracks are large, its side armor is pretty weak, it's still an absolutely fantastic vehicle. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and if you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.